Well, I think the most important things that we need to know on the way to a call are probably the dispatch information.
Address of the location is probably the most important.
Maps certainly. Occupancy information.
Pre-plan information.
Where the plugs are at, where my hydrants are at.
Where some of the other vehicles are coming from or how far out they are.
The more information we get, the better it would be.
So we have some idea what's going on before we arrive.
Well, my name is Phil Cowie, and I'm the President and CEO of Hangar 14 Solutions. We're the company that has developed and designed StreetWise CADlink. I think the genesis of the StreetWise CADlink software concept was just the realization that as a society our data and our information had gone so mobile, but the fire service hadn't really kept up with that.
And currently our pre-plans are all on paper, so to get somewhere you have to file through a book to find them.
We had a painted map on the bay floor.
We have 3 books that are for pre-plans that are numbered differently, and you got to look at an index sheet to pull up the business you want to tell you what book to go. This is nuts.
People update them, and it doesn't go back in the binders that are in the trucks, but it's in the binder in the office. That does no good.
Look through a Rolodex and figure out where the hydrant was located.
And we spill coffee on them and everything else, and so you look through them, and it's all...
No, once we left the station, that hopefully you committed that information to memory.
One of the things that I think we've noticed is how much consumer technology has really progressed, where the fire service has not. You know, I think years ago, the fire service and emergency services really were the primary users of two-way communications and data communications. And so everything revolved around us. We were used to everybody designing equipment for us, designing software for us, because we were the biggest part of that industry. And that has completely changed, it's completely flip-flopped. The average consumer, the average teenager, the average grandmother is a much bigger consumer of technology and mobile communications than the fire service could ever think of being. So we've become like this little side note in the industry of technology and mobile communications. And we're getting left behind.
Our software is on Toughbook laptops. It's our actual piece of hardware. That bolts down to a tripod that locks in. When it's locked in, it charges, keeps batteries charged.
And it's very big and very much so in the way.
Now, I've never, on a call, physically taken it out of the mount.
It's kind of large and cumbersome, not real practical to pop that out.
But the air cards need to be plugged into an external antenna source because they don't keep a signal.
It's mounted in the vehicle in a fixed position.
Even if you have technology in the emergency response vehicle, if it doesn't work for you, then what's the point?
The only time I think we take it out of the truck is when it breaks.
Yep. Once we regain our signal, it takes our current software so long to reconnect and get everything going that we're already on scene and out of the truck.
I do not have the luxury of setting up a formal command post and staying within the vehicle and monitoring that particular MDT that's mounted in that vehicle.
A solution is not mobile if it's not really mobile. If you can't move it around, if you can't jump out of the fire truck with it, or you can't see something on that computer that you want to show to the guy in the back of the truck and hand it to him, that's not mobile. You know, I was in a coffee shop the other day, and I was watching a group of college kids, and they were clustered around one of these tablet computers, and they were looking on a map, and they were seeing the location of all their friends on the map. They closed the tablet up and headed off to that location. Here's technology that a typical teenager or college kid has, that they can make simple life decisions like what bar are we going to, when we as firefighters really don't have that technology. In the vast majority of fire trucks and responding units in America, that's not even, we can't even do that. Teenage kids can do stuff we can't do with our technology, and that's just wrong. We're trying to harness that advanced technology that is available to the consumer and put it to use for the unique needs of public safety responders.
If I had something like this with pre-plan information and information about the fire scene or the emergency scene that I was going to, that'd be fantastic.
You can tuck it under your arm, you can keep it in one hand, and it definitely looks like something that's a little friendlier to use.
Our tough books are so big right now, they sit next to us in the squad and you're kind of over the side. I mean, this is crazy.
I could easily just hand this off to one of the guys behind me.
Oh, if I could pull something along these lines out, especially with the pre-plan, while I'm doing my walk around, it gives me something to look at.
When can we go?
We want to get critical information into the hands of emergency responders as efficiently as we can, as simply as we can, using rapid and intuitive advanced mobile technology that's dependable, that's efficient, that's not overly expensive, and doesn't require a tremendous amount of technical support. That's really the idea behind it.
Well, and that's us.
It's us.